1. Let me take you back about 4 years ago. The property I was working at had just promoted me to front desk manager. One of my first management-based tasks was to hire someone for the upcoming busy season. Since I don't want to out this guy, we'll call him Dipshit. And to make this long story a little shorter, we'll skip the boring parts and just list the highlights of Dipshit's short time at his job. Dipshit was 15 minutes late to his first interview. Apparently he had trouble finding the place and never thought to call. His second interview was where he shined. It would be the only time. On Dipshit's first day, he asked if he could bring his gun. Well, it is your right if you have the proper license. He never brought his gun. Actually, he never owned one. He just thought people would think he was cool if they thought he did. Dipshit had a tattoo that looked like lipstick in the form of a kiss, like a girl had kissed his neck. He claimed he dated a porn star, and she kissed him there while wearing red lipstick, and he then got it tattooed. Dipshit claimed to own 5 cars and 2 motorcycles. He rode a bike to work every day. He said they were for sale at his 5-bedroom house, and he didn't want to risk an accident. He later invited me to his 2-bedroom apartment that he shared with 3 other people. Dipshit claimed one day that he just bought a new motorcycle and he wanted to show everyone, but it was stolen when he parked it at a gas station to get gas. What are the odds? Dipshit was terrible with guests. He often used profane language, and we eventually moved him to overnight security. Dipshit claimed he was a high-ranking gang member in some California-based gang. He never said which name, for his safety. He even showed me a pic of his homies once. I pointed out the History Channel H watermark, and he said he was proud they were on TV. Dipshit was, as you can tell, an extreme pathological liar. He claimed to me, and a houseman, that he was getting daily sex, his words, from this girl named Summer. The houseman actually knew Summer, and she worked for a restaurant as a delivery driver. We decided to get dinner from there and asked specifically for her to deliver. The look on Dipshit's face when the houseman asked her how long she had been sleeping with Dipshit. Priceless. She had many choice words for him. Here's what got him fired ultimately. Dipshit was authorized to use the airport shuttle to pick up guests, or fill the tank if it needed it. This was a rare task for someone in overnight security. But, somehow, he managed to rack up nearly $1,000 in gas for the shuttle in 1 week. But no receipts were ever provided. Our comptroller could see what gas station it was based on the transactions, and asked to see their cameras. The recordings followed Dipshit filling up his friends' cars with the company gas card. He claimed me and the houseman told him it was okay. They didn't even believe him. He was fired and court-ordered to pay us back. Surprisingly, he did. Here's a few things we found out after we fired his ass. Dipshit often had girls over at the hotel in our hot tub. Apparently, he went in there too. After we fired him, one of the girls at the desk decided to Google him. Something I wish I had done before hiring this piece of shit. Dipshit is a convicted sex offender. When he was 22, he was dating a 13-year-old girl and sentenced to 2 years. Explains the gap on his resume. In short, this gun-toting, gang-banging, entrepreneur, porn star dating, petty thief, kitty diddler was my worst hire. 2. When I came in at 11 for my night shift, I was warned about a problem guest. All I was really told is that she is from Hong Kong and complained about everything. We don't have personal drivers that can take her places, everybody's incompetent, etc. Her biggest complaint was not being able to understand our employee that took her room service order. It happens sometimes. He's from Burkina Faso. She kept telling us how he sounds Mexican, which she probably just assumed because we're in New Mexico. Either way, The employee found it amusing. She later cancelled the order because she didn't trust him to get it right. And the F&B manager tried to contact her to sort it out with no luck. 5 minutes later, I got to meet her. She came up to the desk complaining about the quality of the food from our one-on-one site restaurant that was still open at 11. We do have better options, but they mostly close at 9. She proceeded to sit in the lobby and eat the food that she was complaining about. She also needed some lotion and bandages because she managed to scratch herself hard enough to draw blood because of her dry climate, which is a first. She had us call the F&B manager up to talk to her. He explained how he had tried to reach her and that we could have helped her if she had answered the phone. He explained all that's open this late is the one restaurant. She then talked about how she needs alcohol right now and beer for the morning. Well, she can get that if she walks through our casino to the one place that's still open, which she refuses to do. She kept asking if one of us at the desk could buy her beer and bring it to her room. Not gonna break state law so you can avoid the casino, sorry. She also called us to see if someone can help her go unpack. No? We may be a 4-diamond property, but that doesn't mean we're her servants. One of the last things she said before she left the desk sums her up pretty nicely. I'm from overseas, and normally people will do anything for me. I can ask for anything and they'll do it. Well, we're kind of limited by who's working, liquor laws, and what's open at 11:30 p.m. on a Sunday. Edit. To add that this woman was automatically bumped up to the second tier from the bottom of our loyalty program because of her credit card company, and so she expected a complimentary upgrade. Another update. It's 6:30 a.m. and this woman is in tears because her concierge isn't in yet, and she needs someone to return her rental car for her because she doesn't feel well. 3. This takes place at my last hotel gig, back a few years ago. I had been on a shift, not more than half an hour, when I heard a noise coming from the stairwell near the lobby. The noise resolved itself into a woman who came bursting out into the lobby in a panic. Her, "Oh my god, do you have an inhaler? I need asthma medication. I can't breathe. Oh my god, I left my inhaler back at an adjacent island." Me, no, I don't. Is this an emergency? Shall I call 911? Her, oh my god, are you sure you don't have an inhaler? Anything? Oh my god. The woman started pinballing around the lobby as I dialed 911. She couldn't sit still and kept going on about the inhaler she left back home. And, oh my god. I told her to sit down or she'd fall down once she ran out of air. That didn't help. During all this, the guy she checked in with came down. I kept telling the woman that if she didn't sit still, that she would run out of air and pass out. Still didn't sink in. I encouraged the guy to immobilize her or at least calm her down enough to get her to sit still. He chased her around the lobby, squawking at her to sit down. And that help was on the way. Great, now I had 2 people running in circles in my lobby. The only thing that was missing was me playing yakety sax on my computer. The ambulance arrived and managed to wrangle the woman out of the lobby to the back of the vehicle. The guy answered a few questions and next thing I know, I have 2 cops in my lobby saying the guy said they had chased heroin with meth. Edit, or the other way around, can't remember. And had some left in the room, and I need to take them to the room. Well, that's a call to my manager, I reflected as I dialed the phone. After a brief rundown of events, I got the go-ahead to do it. So I took the cops up to the relevant room, opened the door and stood aside. The cops weren't in there very long before one emerged, saying that they needed into the safe, that it was locked. Oh goody, another call to the general manager. Me, hey boss, look, cops need the master code for the safe. Her, fuck that, I'm all the way out here and I'm not coming in to open the damn safe. They can wait till the morning. Me, relay the message to the cops, get a rather terse response. They kind of don't like that idea, and they will either have it open now, or they're breaking everything to take it with them. Her, oh my fucking god, just Hang on a second. You always carry that notepad, right? Get it out, pull out a page. Here's the combo. Rattles off the numbers. If they find anything, then the guests are super banned. I'm going back to bed. Don't call again unless it's flood, blood, or fire. I gave the cops the combo scrawled on a page of my notepad, and they curtly dismissed me back to the desk. They came down later with some bags of stuff and told me neither one of them will be back. Apparently, the amounts of both heroin and meth indicated intent to distribute as well as use. The dude went and did a runner while the cops were upstairs, and came back a couple hours later asking to get into the room. I told him he can stay gone and that he was banned from the hotel and surrounding property, and that if he wanted any of his stuff, he could talk to the police. The woman never came back. She was in the hospital for a while and went straight from there to the local jail. Once she was straightened out. Needless to say, both their names went on our DNR list. General manager changed the master code the next day. 4. So I walk in for night audit, and I'm feeling pretty good because it's my last day before 2 days off, and I've got my delicious dinner from a restaurant that uses very fresh seafood. I've got red snapper, soft-shelled crab, shrimp, okra, and fries. I've got my McDonald's hot latte for later. But then my manager tells me when I clock in that I'm gonna have a fun night. Sarcasm. Apparently a 22-year-old girl has won a free 2-night stay voucher from a local restaurant that she works at. Probably from a company lottery draw that's similar to what we do. The problem is that when she came in with her friends, she didn't know that the age limit was 23. So this girl calls her mom to come check in her room for her. FYI, the mother is not happy to have to do this. This sends alarm bells for my shift leader, as she calls the general manager. The GM says to make an exception, but she's got 1 strike and 1 strike only to use. So the girl is checked in, and everything was calm for a while. Then all of a sudden there was a lot of noise, commotion, from her room on the 2nd floor. Then it was quiet. However, the noise was so great that it could be heard all the way down in the back office. Her room is on the 2nd floor. And guests call to complain. The shift leader calls the GM to see if this would qualify as a strike, and the GM says to evict them. Well, by the time the shift leader went up to the room, nobody was there. Luggage was. This is where I come in. The shift leader says that she locked them out of the room, and when they come back asking for a key, not to give them one and tell them that they are evicted. We would then allow one of them to go up with security to collect their belongings. Now, here's the part that I really don't like. When my security was making the rounds, she saw a banner on the door saying happy birthday. I think that moment of a loud commotion was something to do with celebrating her birthday, since it didn't last that long. So now when they come back from their night out to enjoy this celebration, I get the honor of telling the birthday girl that her voucher that she won wouldn't be honored anymore and that she's gotta get to steppin'. Old Martin TV show reference. All because they were too loud for a brief moment. And I don't even want to know if and how the situation will go if the mother gets involved. Here's hoping that they stay out really late, and I'm gone by the time they get back. Edit. Update. Okay, so I got a call from someone in the party, asking if they could get a new room key because they forgot theirs in their room. I then had to break the news to her about being evicted because of the noise complaint, and my shift leader's impression that her mother would not be staying in the room. Surprisingly, the girl was very cool about it, like it was no big deal, and just asked if they could get their things, to which I said, sure. At 4 AM, about 5 of the girls, probably not all staying in the room, came on behalf of the birthday girl to get their belongings, not strangers. They were livid, but they understood that it wasn't my choice, and that I couldn't do anything about the decision made. They felt the shift leader was targeting them, and, to be fair, it didn't sound like an easygoing check-in, and I can't say who was or wasn't right. A lot of them were talking at once because of how mad they were, but I could understand why. After they got their belongings and left, guess what? The aforementioned mother. Security told me that she was dating the owner's brother, which another security member confirmed as well. Let me tell you about the owner. His family is rich. They own 3 hotels and a mini golf place on this road alone. They own restaurants, law firms, etc. Even the local middle school is named after their last name. So now, because the girls were talking to the mother on the phone while packing up, the mother is hot. The mother dating the owner's brother may come down herself during my shift sometime later. Another adult was soon in the parking lot with the girls, not sure who that person was, and that adult was angry too. It's like a soap opera in here. 5. So this happened about a year and a half ago, when I was still a little wet behind the ears at this property. We had several guests under a construction company staying with us for a few weeks, as their work site was very close to us. Most of them were extremely nice, albeit a bit intoxicated most nights. The first week went by pretty great with them. I had learned almost all of them by names. We shot the shit, all was good. Until one night. One of the straggling workers, who was kind of quiet with staff and mostly kept to himself, gave me a call about 8 PM. Let's refer to him as DA for drunk asshole. Me: thanks for calling the front desk, this is mentally a porcupine. How may I be of assistance? DA: you gotta come up here. I've had a bed bug, it's crawling all over my blankets and shit. I want to move rooms now. Come up here now. Me: oh goodness, I'm so sorry, sir. Let me have my maintenance guy go up there to check it out. If you want to move rooms, he can help you with your luggage as well. DA hangs up. I send my ex-marine maintenance fella up there to see if it really is a bed bug. As I know this guest is intoxicated, he's probably mistaken. Plus we have a super popular exterminator company to do thorough checks on our property monthly. But whatever appeases the guest, right? Right? Maintenance fella comes back with the bug that the guy was claiming was on his bed. Said bed bug was a piece of black lint. He tells me the guy is drunk as a skunk and very aggravated. DA calls me back. DA: yeah, your guy came up here and took the bed bug, but I want to move rooms because I don't feel safe. Me: no problem, sir. I can move you right down the hall if you like. He hangs up again. Weird. Regardless, he's drunk, so he's probs incoherent or something. I let it go for the time being. 2 minutes later, he calls me again. DA: I want you up here right now. There is a fucking bedbug in my room, and I want you to look at it, not that guy. Me: sir, I am the only desk clerk, and I can't leave the desk unattended. I am more than happy to send my maintenance guy up there again for you to check it out, if you feel so inclined, but I personally cannot go check up on you. Not that I would anyways, I'm only 5'4", and I'm not about to end up alone with a man in his room while he's drunk. No way. DA: if you don't get up here, I will fucking come down and drag your ass up here by your fucking hair. I have fucking bed bugs. What don't you understand? I freak out, understandably so. I call my GM at the time and give her the rundown. She's trying to calm me down. I have my maintenance dude with me just in case, and I'm at this point in full-on panic attack mode. I have never had anyone threaten me before. As I'm talking to my GM, he comes storming down to the front desk, screaming. I have another desk coming down at the same time as him, and he staggers, stops the guest, and gets really close to his face. DA: don't stay here. They have bed bugs. That girl gave me bed bugs. I'm trying to apologize to the guest, keep DA calm, and talk to my GM all at the same time. When DA reaches over the desk and grabs me by my shirt, and half yanks me over the top of the desk. He's screaming in my face. My GM is now on the phone to the police, and my ex-marine jumps over the desk and pulls him off of me. DA wriggles free, and I call the police myself. I'm sitting in the back office, trying to cool down a little, and the phone starts ringing off the hook. Basically, the dude went down the entire 4th floor, banging on every door and screaming, "I have bed bugs! I have bed bugs!" Now I've got pissed guests, concerned guests, and people pouring into the lobby from other floors, wondering what's going on with all the noise. I am legit at my breaking point. The police come, take my statement, take my maintenance guy's statement, and start their search of this dude. His room was empty, his door left open. It looks like a bomb went off in there and one of our lamps was smashed. I have his vehicle info, give it to the police, and they tell me that his car is gone too. Oh fuck. Now we also have a drunk dude on the loose, driving around and obviously dangerous. After the police tell me to call them back if he shows up again, the night is fairly uneventful. I'm still shooken up, trying to clean up the mess he made with the guests, but other than that, I don't hear a word from DA. The next day when I come in, however, my GM takes me aside. The guy apparently hit another car down the road, and that's how he was found. Luckily, nobody was seriously hurt, but the dude had a lot of damages charges on his end now. My GM had also called his company, the dude got fired, and the company lost their contract with us because of it. Luckily, again, nobody got hurt during all that. But to this day, it was one of the craziest experiences I have ever had at the desk. Also, super popular extermination company confirmed the room was completely bug-free. Hey everyone, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to whatever I call this. It's either Hotel Hell or Confessions of a Hotel Worker. I'm kind of leaning towards the Confessions of, because that means I can do a bunch of different videos. Confessions of, then just insert a different profession in here. Yeah, that might work. Unless I flip the other way and go with Hotel Hell. I guess we'll see by the time it's uploaded, won't we? I would of course like to say super thanks to everybody who allowed me to use the stories in this video. It was only a couple of days ago I was looking through trying to find new stories and ideas, and I came across these ones and I found some very nice stories, and the folks were super helpful and super responsive in getting back to me. So thank you very much to everybody for making this all possible. I probably had more fun than I should have with Mr. Drunk Guy in the last story, but that was good to do that. Okay, and with that I'm going to head off for now. So until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourselves.